Welcome to the Dental Team Podcast. I'm your host, Kiera Dent, and I have this crazy idea that maybe I could combine a doctor and a team member's perspective because let's face it, dentistry can be a challenging profession with those two perspectives. I've been a dental assistant, treatment coordinator, scheduler, biller, office manager, regional manager, practice owner, and I have a team of traveling consultants where we have traveled to over 165 different offices coaching teams. Yep, we don't just understand you, we are you. Our mission is to positively impact the world of dental, and I believe that this podcast is the greatest way I can help elevate teams, grow VIP experiences, reduce stress, and create A-teams. Welcome to the Dental Team Podcast. Hello, Dental Team listeners. This is Kiera, and you guys, today is car casting for the win. I hope you guys are excited for it. And the reason I decided I wanted to podcast is because today my life looks a lot different than what it was planning to look like today. And I was actually thinking about, do I want to podcast? Do I just want to drive and sit here in pure misery? So my day started out, I was on a plane headed to South Carolina, and I was sitting there. I actually had a plan. I was reviewing. Dental A-Team is writing a book. I hope you guys are excited for it. I don't quite know the title yet. I can't even lure you in with a sweet title. I'm still working on what I want it to be. But I was sitting there. I was reviewing the book. And guess what? We're sitting on the runway ready to take off. I have a short layover at DFW. If any of you have ever flown American through DFW, you know exactly what I'm about to say. It's always short, and they want to see how fast they can make you run and how terrified they can make you of missing your connection. So I already knew that was coming in my forte today, and we sat there for a lot longer than normal. First flight out, leaving at 6:15 a.m., so super early morning getting to the airport. Sitting there, we're not taking off. Then they said, hey guys, we're going to have to go back to the gate. We actually had a fuel filter issue, so go back to the gate. I'm thinking, DFW only has a max of an hour layover. It's fine. They've given me 30 minutes and I've made it. I have sprinted through DFW plenty of times. And then I thought, okay, everything's fine. And then they said, hey guys, we've got to have maintenance come out here. It's going to be a 2-hour delay. Well, surely at this point, I'm not making my flight. So long story short, Shelby is a rock star. I called Shelby, said, hey, Shelbs, can you take a look, start finding flights? I've got to get to South Carolina tonight. I've got an office tomorrow. And you guys, this is behind the scenes Dental A-Team getting to our practices. I can't tell you how many times Tiff, Britt, Dana, myself, we all are just pivoting on dimes back in the back seats of the company to make sure we really do get to our practices. I feel like we're almost like cruise liners where it's pure mayhem, but y'all are just sleeping peacefully and we show up with a smile ready to just GSD in your practice. So luckily, I also called my husband. He was thinking he should not be hearing from me. And he said, Kiera, what are you doing calling me? And I said, Reno. This is the third flight, guys, in less than like a month that Reno has not flown. So my husband said, well, why don't you quickly check Sacramento? And so now I am on my way to Sacramento to try to get to South Carolina, repping my Dental A-Team hat, swag, t-shirts, you name it. And I was sitting here thinking, all right, I was just given bonus time, if you will. And so I won't get to see my husband for almost 2 weeks. I'm leaving for a pretty long trip right now, and I actually got to go home and have breakfast with him. I have a coaching call client that I wasn't going to be able to catch their call, and I was able to message them, and they were willing to be flexible, and they were able to hop on a call. And I'm actually going to get to go see my little sister who's home from college and my mom, and I've never seen where my mom works. My mom just graduated with her master's, and today I actually get to go see my mom, and I get to go on one of my most favorite drives, and I get a podcast. And I was thinking about it, and how does this apply to you guys? You know, I like to tell stories, but I like them to be relatable to you. That way you can see yourself in the fabric of the stories. And I was thinking, how often do things not go as planned? And I would actually venture to throw it out there. I don't have a true poll. I've never taken a true poll of my life. Maybe I should, guys. That could be exciting, right? But I was just thinking, how often do our plans not go as planned? And again, I would venture to say probably more often than not. For example, we have team members who are, maybe not going to continue on with this and they're going to terminate, and we think, oh my gosh, I now have to hire somebody else. What about all the people that we have of patients canceling and we think, my schedule is so annoying? What if it's that we have family members who get sick that we need to go take care of? What if it's, the list goes on and on and on. What if it's that we are not being as profitable? Those are things within your control, but things outside of our control. I think one of the biggest pieces right now are our team members terminating, but also we usually have other things that are out of our control. For example, just surprises that come up in our everyday, right? We have patients who are angry patients. We have all these different things. We get behind on our schedules. And I like to look at things that are in our control and out of our control. And so today I really wanted to talk about how this is going to sound cliche, but could we start looking at these things as bonuses in our life, or making lemonade out of lemons? You guys, I could be downright ticked off, or I can be giggling and sitting here on a podcast realizing I'm getting a really awesome blessing in my life. I get to hang out with my husband. I get to go see my sister, my mom. I get to still make it to this office. Yeah, is it super inconvenient that my day is going to turn into a 16-hour travel day? The answer is yes. Am I super thrilled about that? The answer is no. But yet, I think so often we look at our lives of pure disappointment rather than pure bonus extra time, or making lemonade out of lemons. And again, it's very cliche, but I was thinking about you guys. So let's think about it. You have a team member who is terminating. They say, hey, here's my 2 weeks. What's usually our response? No, why? Like, oh, life is terrible. I've been a terrible boss. They hate me. And honestly, maybe you are. Like, I'm not gonna sugarcoat that. I have been a terrible boss before, and I have deserved to have some people terminate on me. But if we can look at it and think, all right, how is this a benefit for me? How can I turn this into, for me today, I'm calling it bonus time, but how can I really turn this into a positive spin rather than a negative spin? When people are leaving, I think, hey, guess what? This is an opportunity for me to hire even better. The person that I had here before, they got me to where I am today, and I'm so thankful and appreciative for them. But now I get to hire someone to take me to the next level. That is a huge step up, guys. It's huge. Yes, it's inconvenient in the time, but also it forces you to innovate and to create. What about when the whole day falls apart? Well, think of that as a way you're going to be able to make someone's day awesome, because you're going to be able to move them in sooner. Also, you get to put your creative skills to the test. Those are things of how can I fill the schedule when it just all fell apart? That to me was always a fun, excitement thing. What about when we can look at it of patients who are saying no to us on treatment plans? Instead of looking at that as terrible that no one wants to say yes, let's look at that as an opportunity where now we get to go and look to see how are we diagnosing. And we get to play like detective and figure out, all right, is it the way our doctors are presenting treatment? Is it the way we're doing our handoffs? Is it the way we're presenting our treatment plans? Is it the way we're saying things? Is it the sequence of how we're saying things? Is it that we don't even follow up with these patients? Guys, that was our number one. I didn't even follow up with our patients. Like, true story. I remember in my practice, I'm like, man, I just can't get people to close. Then I had people come back in 6 months and say, yeah, someone said they'd call and they never called. So I guess I just didn't need to do the treatment. Wait, what? We just didn't call them back? What about when people terminate? And we now get to have a better onboarding process for the next person who comes through. When there's pure chaos in our practice, instead of seeing this as, oh my gosh, this is terrible, we step back a few feet and we look to see, all right, what can we do in this situation to make it better so we're never in this situation again? Those things to me are really awesome. Those things to me, not always. You guys, I was in downright anger mode yesterday, so don't even think I'm amazing over here, that I'm having a great day today, even though my flight is literally 6.5 hours delayed. I'm driving to another airport, leaving my car in another state today with my sister and saying, have fun, I'll see you in a few weeks. All right, doctors and teams, who's thirsty for more? Well, if you are that office who wants to just ramp up and you're thirsty for more knowledge and education and hot topics, well, guess what, guys? On the third Thursday of every month, that's right, third Thursday of every month, our team, Dental A Team, is putting on a free webinar for you guys. So it's from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. So that's 5:30 Pacific, 6:30 Mountain, 7:30 Central. 8:30 Eastern. Sorry, Easterners, but it's Thirsty Thursday where we hit hot topics for you guys. It is free. Come join us. Go to our website, thedentallyteam.com. Register. Totally free, guys. We are there to answer questions, and it's always on hot topics. Can't wait to see you, the thirsty for more offices, joining us for Thirsty Thursdays. Let's raise a glass to that. Am I super thrilled about it? The answer is no. Would it have been more convenient to fly out? The answer is yes. But guess what? I can now look at this time and I can see what great things I can create out of this. And I think more than anything in life, like I was saying before, I think most plans don't go according to plan. Like, they don't. How many of you have set up your days and it has completely rocked 100%? And you're like, wait a second, what is going on with this? That's normal. I think most of the time our plans go awry. So it's almost like, well, then why make plans? I think having plans creates structure. It gives us a framework to work off of. But more than anything, it helps us prioritize what's most important. So I would say if you can train your mind, if you can train you as a person to start to see the benefit when plans go awry, I think that that's a skill that will serve you so far in your life. Another example, this is a funny example. My husband and I were celebrating our 10 years, guys, like no joke, 10 years of being married to Jace. And I remember we were in Hawaii. Jason and I took awesome pictures in Maui, and then we flew over to Kona because we'd never been there. And Jason had booked this awesome place for us to stay for our anniversary. And we drove up to the place, and they had this like gate. It was supposed to be like overlooking the water, and it was going to be this like spa retreat space. And we get there, and I called the number because they weren't unlocking their gate. And I said, hey, we have a reservation. And you guys, I'm not making this up. The lady said to me, that's impossible. We're full. It's impossible. You don't have a reservation. And I said, no, like I'm looking at my reservation confirmation number right here. And she said, that's impossible. We can't see you. And she would not let us in. I'm up in the middle of who knows where. It is pretty late because it took us quite a while to drive up to this place. And this lady told me it's impossible that we had a reservation because there was no way we could have had a reservation. This is on my 10-year wedding anniversary. So we had to go find reception and had to call the hotels, find another hotel, drive about 2 hours in the dark to the next hotel. Our dinner for our 10-year anniversary was gas station. I think Jace got a Coke. I got, lately I've been into, you guys can judge me, I've been into Squirt. It's fine. I've totally been into that lately. And I think we got some barbecue chips and a Snickers. And that was our 10-year wedding anniversary dinner. Now, I could have been ticked off and so angry. But yet, Jason and I literally laughed, and it's one of our favorite memories, and it was super fun, and we found this really cool place and saw the most gorgeous sunrise the next morning, and we saw an awesome sunset on our way to the hotel that we did have a reservation, but apparently we didn't. And just realizing that I think is one of the greatest skills that as a team, you guys can embody. Do we laugh? Do we make the best of when things go wrong? Do we look for opportunities to improve and change? Or do we sit here and say life's terrible? I'm not saying to not have bad days. I'm not saying to not be upset, because honestly, some days I'm just ticked off. But what is your natural go-to? Is your natural go-to that anger, upset? Or is your natural go-to to find the best of that situation, to see how it can be better, to see how when people are leaving your practice, it's like thanking them for getting you there? Because guess what, guys? Even the worst employees, they did something for you. But even if it was like one of the most awful experiences, they taught you to run a better business. They taught you things that you will never want in your next hire. They give you learning and experience if you will let them. And so being grateful for them, even if it's not the best, it's okay. But truly being thankful for them, and then seeing how you can make it better. Seeing how you can find bonus time. You guys, I've had a whole day fall apart, and we have tried and we have called people, and there was no way getting it back. Well, could we turn that into a training day where we train our team and we work on our new patient experience? Can we turn it into whatever we're weak on as a practice? Could we set up all of our operatories and get standardized operatories? Could we make it to where we are working on our handoffs and doing perfect handoffs? We're presenting our treatment plans, and we're making that so much better. those opportunities are all around us. It just depends. Have we trained ourselves to look for it, trained ourselves to look for the best, or do we constantly sit here feeling sorry and upset and woe is me? Again, I have both spectrums. I go on both sides of it. Some days I really can find the beauty, which is today, which is why I wanted to get on the podcast. And other days, forget it. You're not getting me out of this bad mood. I would just ask, have you trained yourself? And I think one of the easiest ways to train yourself is, for me, laughter is my go-to. I don't laugh when people are terminating. Let's just clear that up. But if there's something where I'm like, wow, I don't even know what to say, like the reservation or today with my flight, I honestly don't even know what to do, guys. It was like, whoo, let's see how we can figure this out. And I usually look at it as, all right, this is a puzzle that I get to solve. How am I going to figure this out? How am I going to solve it? So I face my challenges or these mayhems as, all right, this is Kiera's opportunity to sharpen her skill of being able to pivot and figure out a solution when it oftentimes feels like there's none. I feel like for most people, they probably would have called that office and said, hey, there's no flights out. I won't be there till tomorrow. To me, there's got to be a solution and I'm going to find it. So it's really working on that. And I literally say that to myself all the time. Hey, Kiera, here's a problem. You're going to find the solution. Let's find the solution. It's almost like I'm partnering with myself. Like there's two of me in here, guys. It's just me hanging out with myself over here. But really just looking to see where is the solution. Let's find the solution. Hey, how can we make this better? So I would encourage you to make this practical. What's maybe something in your world that's annoying for you right now? What's maybe something that's causing you a little bit of disconnect? What's something where you just feel like, oh, this is just not working? Could be somebody's terminating or leaving the practice. It could be that our schedule's falling apart and our cancellations are out of control. It could be that we're not able to fill our schedules. All right, perfect. Are you going to see this as lemons or lemonade? Are you going to see this as an opportunity to make you better? Or are you going to see it as woe is me? It's your choice. Either choice is accurate. It just depends on what your team's natural go-to is. And I would encourage you guys to start looking for, how can this be a win for us? How can this be something that's making us better? How can we use this to make us better? Because when you guys can start to look for that, learn that, you better believe you're going to make an even better practice. So today, guys, I'm sending you away to celebrate the bonus times, celebrate those awesome times, celebrate them, because guess what? Everything in life is truly happening for you and not to you. The worst of things, the best of things are all happening for you, for your team, to take you where you ultimately want to go. I don't know what today is about. I have no clue. I don't know, but I do know that this is a time that I get to celebrate a little bit of extra time, a little bit of beauty around me, and I'm going to have a great day tomorrow as well. So I hope you guys are seeing it. This could be a podcast you could save it for a day when you're just having a bad day, and remember, everything in life is happening for you, and you get to decide how you view this situation. Is it for you or is it against you? And how, if you choose to see it for you, how can you use this experience to make you and your practice better? Use every experience, every team member as a way to make you and your practice better. And guess what? You will be the best there ever was, because you're constantly refining, you're constantly improving, and you're seeing all these problems as opportunities to make you even better, and you're executing on them. So guys, whatever you needed today, maybe you need to share this with a team member. Maybe you need to listen to it as a team meeting. You guys, a lot of podcasts I make specifically for you to play at team meetings, and I try to have them short enough so you can talk about them, figure it out, look at a problem in your practice, and let's find out how we can turn this problem into an opportunity and make us even better. There's so many opportunities around you. It just takes time and execution and the right attitudes. So I encourage each of you to start to have more of that attitude of, this is a puzzle that I get to solve, and I know I can do it every time. I'm going to celebrate this bonus time in my life. I'm going to celebrate these opportunities, and I'm going to thank the people that got me here. It's your choice. It's your life. You get to determine. If that resonates with you, rock on, guys. And if it doesn't, hey, it's okay too. We still celebrate you as well. As always, guys, I am so thankful for you. I'm thankful for the podcast. I'm thankful for our Dental Aid Team family. If this podcast resonates with you, if other podcasts have helped you grow your practice, please leave us a review. Share this with someone. Help us help more people, because our goal is to positively impact the world of dentistry in the greatest way possible, and you guys are making that happen. So thank you, guys. I hope you have an awesome day, and as always, thanks for listening, and I'll catch you next time on the Dental Aid Team podcast. And that wraps it up for another episode of the Dental Aid Team podcast. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll talk to you next time.